Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. I've decided to review Avengers Endgame. I know I put a poll out, and most of you, like 40% of you, said don't care for Endgame, but there are 36% of you said to do a two-parter, and that's where I'm going to come in. I'm going to do a non-spoiler review, which is this video, and then later on, when I'm feeling up to it, I'll do a spoiler review because the non-spoiler is going to be short. Because there's not much you can talk about this movie without spoiling the heck out of it. But I could probably say this. There's definitely three acts in this movie, and it's so you can totally see it as being three separate acts for this movie. I can kind of say maybe the first act is a resolution to Infinity War. The second act is a very much a fan service for the Marvel Cinematic Universe fans, MCU fans. And then the third act, which I like the most, is the actual fun part, like actual part where you're like, all right, this is great, this is awesome. There's like stuff happening, I mean, there's stuff happening for the second and third act, and parts of the first act, but a lot of the excitement people are coming out of theater is because of the third act. The first and second really kind of dragged, but it's okay for people who've been following all, was it 22 movies, was it, I don't know how many years, but they've been following this along. This is like a TV series that has its series finale, and so we're gonna need a moment to really kind of come to terms with each character in a way, or they'll have a little bit of spotlights, but basically mostly the main characters will shine. The main, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, the main guys will get their kind of story arc more or less resolved. But basically, I like to think of it as the ending type, a culmination of Tony Stark's story. From beginning where Tony Stark first started all the way to Endgame, this is like a truly like a Tony Stark arc. This is his story, and I think the way they close his story out is well done in those aspects. If you pull Tony Stark's story out, it's well done in that respect. That this is Tony Stark's saga, if you will. I like that. Captain America, there may be some issues with his arc, but I kind of like how he ends up, but at the same time, I have some issues with that as well. But like I said, the first two parts, very slow, and I can tell when it's slow when my kid starts talking and they're kind of like not really paying attention. It's not getting their focus. But they get really involved when the third act happens, and I think this is the time where in the theater we're getting like, all right, the third act's happening. This is the way it's supposed to go. This is exciting and stuff like that. There are a lot of comedic moments, a lot of homages to different movies, comedic movies, things like that. It's not as serious as you would have thought like how Infinity War was. It's very not as serious as that. It's serious in the beginning, but towards the ending and middle, it's kind of like, okay, we're just having fun now. This is kind of like a huge fan service. This is a huge closing out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's what we're getting with this movie. As a movie by itself, probably won't work as good as if you have not seen the rest. If you have to experience the from the beginning in order to get the fulfillment you get after watching this one. Without the rest of the movies that come before it, I don't think you'll have that fulfillment feeling when you watch this one. You have to watch the ones before. This is a series finale. This is where you're like, I'm going to watch the Game of Thrones series finale. I'm going to watch Orville series. I'm going to watch, the Gotham had its series finale. I'm going to watch this Gotham series finale. That's why you have to watch Endgame, because you've been following this TV series so long that you have to watch the final movie. And for that, I think it's very successful in terms of, if you're a diehard MCU fan or you've been following it from the beginning, you'll feel a sense of satisfaction, I believe, for the most part, about this movie. There's plot holes. There's a lot of things where you start thinking about, like, that doesn't make sense. There's a lot of conveniences that happen in this movie that doesn't make sense. And it's just thrown in there to make it flow together and work in a sense of ways. But all I can say, I did enjoy this movie. It was dragging, but as soon as, like, this towards the end, like, once the second act started and I knew what the second act was gonna be, I got kind of tired. I'm like, oh no, I don't really want to go through that, but okay. And then when it got to the third act, then I got excited. Then it was like, oh, this is it. This is what I want from Endgame. So it takes a while to get there, but once it get there, I think you'll enjoy it for the most part. And then depending on how much emotional connection you have with the MCU characters, is it some of it kind of like you thought you know what's going to happen to some of these characters? Yes. One or two of them you may not have thought it would have happened, but it has. See, it's hard to review this thing non-spoiler. So that's it for this video. That's my non-spoiler review. I enjoyed it for the most part, but I think as when you're looking at as a film, Infinity War is better than Endgame. And that is it. Wait till my spoiler review. I don't know when. I'm not sure if it's going to be Monday or next weekend, depending. I think we're going to try to watch it one more time just to get the feel of what's really happening. And then maybe I'll figure out from there when I should do a spoiler review. All right, that is it. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.